Several months ago, during a coffee meeting with a senior workshop supervisor from a major German automaker, he said something that completely changed how I see cars. Your vehicle understands you better than you understand it. I assumed he meant GPS or tracking systems. I was wrong. In minutes, using nothing more than a specific sequence of remote commands and dashboard inputs, he turned an ordinary family car into a machine that adapted to my habits before I even touched the steering wheel. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most drivers use barely 10% of what their car can actually do. We spend thousands on these machines and then use them like basic transportation boxes, ignoring features designed to save money, improve safety, and make driving dramatically easier. If you want to unlock what your car already has built in and discover features that could save you thousands in repair costs, subscribe now. Most drivers will never learn this. In this guide, I'll reveal 22 hidden capabilities already inside your vehicle. From safety tricks that can protect your life to comfort settings that can make an aging car feel premium, once you see them, you'll never look at your dashboard the same way again. Let's start with something so subtle you've probably never noticed it. Yet it will save you from an awkward moment every time you refuel. Fuel door location indicator on your gauge cluster. Everyone has experienced this scenario. You arrive at a filling station driving a borrowed, rental, or recently purchased vehicle, and uncertainty strikes. Which side houses the fuel door? You begin stretching your neck through the window, checking side mirrors repeatedly. In unfortunate situations, you position yourself incorrectly and must execute embarrassing repositioning maneuvers while other motorists observe. The answer to this predicament has been directly visible since day one, positioned on your instrument cluster. Examine the small fuel pump symbol on your dashboard carefully. You'll discover a tiny directional indicator beside it, a small triangle pointing either leftward or rightward. This indicator serves a genuine purpose. It functions as your fuel system's directional guide. When the indicator points left, your fuel access point is located on the driver's side in most regions. When pointing right, it's positioned on the passenger side. This functionality quietly became an industry standard throughout the early 2000s and appears in virtually 99% of contemporary vehicles. Remote window operation. Picture this scenario. It's midsummer. Your automobile has been parked under intense sunlight for 8 hours. Approaching your vehicle, you observe heat waves rising from the roof. The cabin interior has essentially become an industrial furnace approaching 60 degrees Celsius. Rather than opening the door and receiving that blast of suffocating heat directly in your face, there's a hidden command on your key remote that can help. In most contemporary vehicles, pressing and maintaining the unlock button for 3 to 5 seconds will cause all the vehicle's windows, and sometimes the sunroof, to descend simultaneously. This capability is termed comfort opening, and its primary function is allowing accumulated hot air to escape rapidly before you enter the vehicle. It's an exceptional comfort engineering feature that numerous owners never discover because it's seldom explained during vehicle handover. Similarly, in numerous models, particularly those of European manufacture like Volkswagen, BMW, or Audi, maintaining pressure on the lock button as you walk away from the vehicle will automatically raise all open windows, securing the automobile without requiring you to re-enter and activate the ignition. It's worth noting that sometimes this functionality is factory disabled for regional security considerations, but a technician with standard diagnostic equipment can activate it within minutes. Some motorists have discovered that inserting the physical key into the door lock and maintaining it in the open or closed position produces the same result. This technique not only protects your well-being by preventing thermal shock, but also decreases the initial workload the climate control system must perform to cool the interior, conserving fuel and prolonging the compressor's operational life. Manual fuel door release cable from cargo area. Electronic systems are excellent until they malfunction. Imagine you're midway through an extended journey. You desperately need to refuel. You press the fuel door release mechanism and nothing. Complete silence. The electric actuator has failed or a fuse has burned out. You're stranded at a filling station with an empty tank and a door that won't open. Many motorists would attempt forcing it open with tools, permanently damaging the paint and mechanism. However, automotive engineers, always planning ahead, have concealed a manual release mechanism that almost nobody knows exists. Opening your vehicle's cargo area and pulling back the side trim panel on the same side as the fuel door will reveal, in 90% of cases, a small cable with a loop or a concealed plastic lever. Pulling this emergency cord mechanically releases the fuel door latch, permitting you to refuel without electrical power. Manufacturers like Toyota, Lexus, Ford, and Subaru are well known for including this emergency feature behind a small quick-access panel in the trunk carpeting. Detachable headrests as emergency equipment. This is potentially the most critical secret on this list, as it possesses the capability to preserve your life in extreme circumstances, such as accidents where the vehicle becomes submerged in water, or fires where doors are locked due to chassis deformation or central locking system failure. If you ever become trapped inside your automobile and need to shatter a window to escape, don't use your fists or attempt kicking the windshield, which is engineered to be unbreakable. Instead, reach for your seat's headrest. Most headrests are detachable by pressing a small release button at the rod base. Once you have it in hand, you'll observe that the two metal bars connecting it to the seat terminate in slightly sharpened or beveled points. Engineers didn't design them this way accidentally. These bars are manufactured from high-strength steel, specifically engineered to concentrate substantial force at a small point. The technique isn't striking the glass centrally like a hammer, but inserting one of the rods into the space between the window and door panel where the glass travels up and down, and prying it toward you. The lateral pressure will cause the tempered glass of the side window to instantly fracture into thousands of harmless fragments, permitting your escape. It's a passive safety feature rarely mentioned at dealerships but represents part of fundamental automotive survival design. Understanding this technique reduces panic during emergencies and provides you with an immediate rescue instrument at zero cost. Rapid Windshield Defog Function. Operating a vehicle with a fogged windshield isn't merely irritating. It's exceptionally hazardous due to critical visibility loss. Most motorists make the error of attempting to clean the glass manually, leaving grease marks, or begin adjusting temperature and fan speed randomly. However, there's a dedicated button on nearly every modern climate control system that executes a perfect logical sequence in under a second. It's the button displaying an icon of a windshield with 3 wavy ascending arrows. Pressing this single button allows the vehicle's electronic brain to assume complete control. First, it activates the air conditioning compressor, even when the heater is operating, since air conditioning functions as a dehumidifier, extracting moisture from the air. Second, it redirects all airflow exclusively toward the upper dashboard vents. Third, it increases the fan speed to maximum. Fourth, it disables recirculation to draw in fresh exterior air. This precise combination represents the physically fastest method possible to eliminate condensation. Automatic mirror adjustment. During reverse parking near curbs or elevated sidewalks is the primary enemy of alloy wheels. One moment of distraction and you'll hear that metallic scraping sound signifying hundreds of dollars in repair costs. To prevent this, many modern automobiles include a reverse adjustment feature. When you position the gear selector in reverse, the passenger side exterior mirror, and sometimes both, automatically lowers its angle to display exactly where the rear wheel is positioned and the ground clearance. What many motorists don't realize is that this feature is frequently linked to the position of the mirror adjustment switch. In many models from manufacturers like BMW, Mercedes, Audi, and Volkswagen, leaving the mirror selector switch in the right position will activate the system. Leaving it centered or left will deactivate the feature. It's subtle, logical programming. Additionally, in most vehicles with seat memory functionality, you can customize the exact angle to which you want the mirror to lower. Position the vehicle in reverse, adjust the mirror to your preference, and save the configuration to the memory button on your seat. This feature not only protects your wheels but also increases safety by eliminating the lower blind spot where small objects, pets, or children's toys might be positioned. When you return to drive or position the vehicle in park, the mirror smoothly returns to its original driving position. Intelligent air recirculation. Based on external air quality, have you ever been stuck behind an aging bus or truck emitting clouds of black exhaust and had to frantically search for the recirculation button to avoid suffocation? Many modern automobiles are already ahead with the air quality control or automatic recirculation system. This system utilizes chemical sensors for nitrogen oxides, NOx, and carbon monoxide located in the climate control system's air intake. When these sensors detect that exterior air is heavily polluted, the system automatically closes the external air vents and activates internal recirculation without requiring any action from you. Once the vehicle moves away from the pollution source and exterior air is clean again, the vents reopen to refresh the cabin and prevent the accumulation of CO2 that causes drowsiness. In advanced models from Volvo, Hyundai, or Tesla, you'll even observe an on-screen message indicating that the system is purifying the air. Remote engine starting and climate control. This functionality used to be exclusive to action films or aftermarket accessories that voided warranties, but currently it's a standard feature in many vehicles, especially those with automatic transmissions. Whether through a specific button sequence on the remote, like pressing the lock button then maintaining the start button, or via a smartphone application, you can start your vehicle's engine from the comfort of your residence or workplace. The primary objective isn't merely warming up the engine, but stabilizing the cabin temperature. During winter with frost on the windshield, the vehicle will activate the heater and rear defroster. During summer, it will activate the air conditioning at maximum. While this occurs, the doors remain locked and the steering wheel and transmission are disabled. If someone attempts entering the vehicle without the physical key, the engine will shut off instantly upon detecting the attempted theft or when the brake pedal is pressed. Automatic windshield wipers with rain detection. Constantly adjusting wiper speed during rain is an unnecessary distraction. Light drops require intermittent wipers, but a passing truck spraying water on your windshield demands immediate full speed. To manage this, engineers positioned an optical or infrared sensor behind the rearview mirror. This sensor projects light onto the windshield. When the glass is dry, the light reflects completely, but when raindrops are present, the light is scattered. The system measures how much light is scattered and adjusts wiper speed in real time. What many people don't realize is that this sensor's sensitivity is adjustable. On the wiper stock, there's usually a small dial or selector marked with raindrops of different sizes. If you feel the wipers are moving too slowly, increase the sensitivity on that dial. In some advanced models, this feature even automatically activates the headlights, as traffic laws in many countries require headlights to be illuminated in rain. It's an automated system that permits you to keep your hands on the wheel and your eyes on the road during the most challenging conditions. The vehicle adapts to the storm's intensity with precision that exceeds human reaction time. Automatic driver fatigue detection. Fatigue causes nearly a quarter of serious road accidents. Sometimes we don't recognize our reflexes are slowing until it's too late. That's why engineers developed the fatigue detection system. Contrary to common belief, it doesn't always rely on a camera monitoring your face. Although more expensive systems do use infrared cameras that track blinking, but rather on behavioral algorithms. The system constantly analyzes how you move the steering wheel. When a driver is tired, they often permit the vehicle to drift slightly and then make a sudden correction. If the system detects this repetitive pattern along with erratic changes in pedal pressure during the first 15 minutes of a trip, it establishes a baseline of your normal driving. If you deviate from that baseline, the dashboard will display an icon of a steaming coffee cup with a clear message: "Time for a break." This electronic guardian has drastically reduced accidents caused by drowsiness. It's your vehicle telling you it values you and would prefer you arrive late than not at all. It's the culmination of proactive safety. If you ever observe that coffee cup on your dashboard, don't disregard it. Your vehicle's software has detected something in your physiology that you yourself are overlooking. Hill Start Assist Control. Remember the nervousness of your first driving lessons when you had to start on a steep hill in a manual vehicle? That fear of the vehicle rolling backward and hitting the vehicle behind is one of the most universal and stressful experiences for any driver. Engineers, aware of this, developed Hill Start Assist Control. This feature is a marvel of systems integration. It uses tilt sensors, gyroscopes, and the anti-lock braking system, ABS, to maintain the vehicle stationary. When the system detects that the vehicle is on a steep incline and you release the brake pedal to move to the accelerator, the hydraulic control unit maintains pressure in the brake calipers for approximately 2 to 3 seconds. This brief interval is the safety net that gives you sufficient time to find the clutch engagement point or for the torque converter in an automatic transmission to generate power. As soon as the system detects that the engine is delivering adequate torque to move the vehicle forward, it releases the pressure imperceptibly and smoothly. Even more advanced versions called auto hold exist. Unlike the basic assist, which only lasts a few seconds, auto hold permits you to release the brake pedal indefinitely while the vehicle is stopped, for example, at a traffic signal. Automatic, high-beam assistance. Driving at night on secondary roads can be exhausting. You must constantly switch between high beams to see the road and low beams to avoid blinding oncoming motorists or those ahead of you. It's a distracting and tiring sequence of lever adjustments. This is where high beam assist enters. Thanks to a high-resolution camera mounted at the windshield's top, the vehicle can distinguish between the white headlights of an approaching vehicle and the red taillights of a vehicle ahead. The moment the system detects an external light source, or you enter an urban area well lit by street lights, it instantly dims the high beams to avoid dazzling other drivers. Once the road is completely dark again and no traffic is detected, the high beams reactivate immediately. Some advanced systems, such as matrix LED headlights, don't even dim the lights. They simply create a precise shadow around the oncoming vehicle, maintaining the rest of the road illuminated as if it were daytime. Anti-theft lock and pedal safety. There is a passive safety feature present in brands like Hyundai, Nissan, Ford, and Chevrolet that many motorists discover the difficult way, thinking their vehicle has malfunctioned. It's a protection mode that blocks the ignition if it detects conflicting input on the pedals. If you attempt starting the engine while simultaneously pressing the brake and accelerator pedals fully, many electronic systems will interpret this as an anomaly or a possible theft, accidental start attempt, and will cut off the fuel flow or the starter motor signal. This feature is designed to prevent an automatic vehicle from lurching forward if, for example, a child sitting on the driver's lap presses the accelerator while the adult is starting the vehicle. It also acts as basic engine protection, preventing it from revving to high RPMs without immediate oil circulation after starting. If you ever encounter a situation where the vehicle has battery power and lights but does nothing when you turn the key, verify that your feet are not touching both pedals. Automatic window closing during rain. Imagine you leave your vehicle parked with windows or sunroof slightly open to air it out while you go shopping. Suddenly, an unexpected downpour occurs. In a conventional vehicle, this would mean ruined upholstery, mold on carpets, and potential short circuits in door controls. However, many modern vehicles equipped with rain sensors have a hidden feature called rain closing. Even with the engine off and the vehicle locked, the rain sensor remains in a low-power state. If it detects moisture or water droplets on the windshield, it sends a priority signal to the comfort module to automatically raise all windows and close the sunroof. This feature often needs to be activated manually in the infotainment system settings menu, or, in some older models, through simple coding at a workshop. It's invaluable protection that safeguards your vehicle's resale value and provides peace of mind. Some models even send a notification to your mobile phone via the manufacturer's application, alerting you, rain detected and windows closed. It's the vehicle taking care of itself when you can't be there. Automatic timed rear defroster. Forgetting the rear defroster activated was years ago a guaranteed way to drain the battery or overheat the delicate copper lines in the glass. Today, almost all vehicles have a thermal management function that automatically shuts off the system after 10 or 15 minutes of use. Engineers know that's sufficient time to clear frost or condensation in most conditions. There are even premium models that use ambient temperature and glass surface sensors. If the glass is already hot, the system won't permit it to reactivate to protect the alternator. It's an electrical safety feature that we often ignore, but that extends the lifespan of the most expensive components in our charging system. Lane Departure Warning. This feature combats the most common human error: distraction. Using the same windshield camera as the headlight assist, the vehicle virtually draws the lane lines on its processor. If the system detects that the vehicle begins to drift over or cross a lane line without you having activated the turn signal, it assumes it's an involuntary movement caused by distraction or fatigue. The response varies depending on the vehicle. Some vibrate the steering wheel, simulating the effect of rumble strips on the road. Others emit an audible alert, and the most advanced apply a small torque to the steering wheel to gently guide you back to the lane center. It's an invisible safety net that has saved thousands of lives from the effects of microsleeps. As soon as you activate the turn signal, the system understands that the movement is intentional and remains silent. It's mutual respect between human and machine. Multiple position memory seats. If you share your vehicle with your partner, children, or employees, you know how tedious it is to find your perfect driving position after someone else has used it. Memory seats eliminate this problem entirely. Typically located on the door panel or the seat side, buttons 1, 2, and 3 save not only the distance to the steering wheel but also the height, backrest angle, and even the position of the exterior mirrors. What's truly hidden is that in many luxury models, these memory settings are linked to the key. If you unlock the vehicle with key A, the seat moves to person A's position before you enter. If you use key B, it adjusts for person B. It's a level of personalization that makes the vehicle feel like an extension of your own body. No more fighting for legroom. The vehicle recognizes you and adapts to you. Complete electronic system reset. The soft reset. We've reached the top of the list. This is the feature mechanics don't want you to know about because it can save you unnecessary trips to the shop. Just like a phone or computer, your vehicle's electronic brain can freeze or accumulate minor software errors, false warning lights, Bluetooth malfunctions, or climate control that doesn't cool properly. The soft reset procedure varies, but the industry standard is simple. Turn the key to the off position without starting the engine. Press the brake pedal and hold the start button or the reset button on the dashboard for about 10 seconds. When you release it and power everything down, you force the vehicle's comfort modules to reboot from scratch. This single action clears temporary electronic glitches and often eliminates phantom faults that can cost a fortune to diagnose. Without exaggeration, it's one of the most powerful tools you have as the owner of a modern automobile. We've just uncovered 22 hidden capabilities that can completely change the way you interact with metal and software. Most drivers go their entire lives without realizing their vehicle can protect them from rain, reduce fatigue, or recover from electronic hiccups with nothing more than a precise sequence of inputs. My invitation is straightforward. Don't stop with this guide. Walk to your car, open the glove compartment, and read the original owner's manual. There's an entire ecosystem of features waiting to be activated. Today, you learned that your vehicle is far more than transportation. It's an intelligent companion designed to work with you, if you know how to speak its language. If this video helped you see your car differently, make sure to subscribe for more hidden features, practical tricks, and real-world automotive knowledge most drivers never hear about. Share in the comments which feature surprised you the most, and pass this on to another driver, because informed drivers don't just save money, they drive safer every single day.